Time for a quiz. Looking at the bottom of YouTube, is there anyone out there who could participate in the quiz? I'm not sure. But a quiz we're going to have. And Tony, at this stage, you're the only one in the room, you are bound to win. Stick Angel says hello to you. It's cold here tonight. We had hail. Extraordinary. Little pellets. But it's cold. It is 12 degrees here. Oof. So how you been, Tony? How's life treating you? That's all we can do is keep well. Not tonight, we had pizza tonight, but tomorrow night I'm going to make this enormous French stick. It's wholemeal, but I've got lettuce, bacon, tomato, cheese. So we're going to have an enormous BLT tomorrow. Let's test your knowledge while we're here, a bit of a dummy run. And I'll ask the questions again so you'll be set. How many soccer players should each team have on the field at the start of each match? That's the question. How many soccer players should each team have on the field at the start of every match? Incredible prizes tonight. There's a first-class ticket to Wuhan, staying at the Fish Inn as the major prize. You don't know much about sport. Okay. All right. I'm looking at sporting questions at the moment. Maybe we should change and go to something else. Here we go. Let's start with science. Are you there, Sheldon? Sheldon Abbott. First question. Who discovered penicillin? No, that's not really a prize. That's a punishment. Maybe someone who comes last should get that. I think the song will be playing shortly, for sure, for that morbidly obese van dweller. The time has come, the final curtain. Anyway, the question is, who discovered penicillin? Not sure about the penicillin question. That rules out sport and science for Tony. Someone else must be in the room. I'll ask the question again. Who discovered penicillin? These are all pretty straightforward questions, Tony. I'm not sure how much time you spent at school. We'll be behind the shed with the girls most of the time. Meet you around the back, have a cigarette, eh, Doris? You could Google it. Let's move on to another question. Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Peace Prize in 1903? She was a scientist, that's a clue. Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Peace Prize in 1903? Very quiet in the room here. Maybe the ladies are making cut sandwiches and cups of tea for half time. I'm not sure. Eyes down for a full house. Question one. Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Peace Prize? No? Oh, we'll move on. Close, but it was Marie Curie. Hello, Box. Box is pretty smart. Which planet has the most gravity? Yes, it's a storm here, but we're doing a storm quiz. Which planet has the most gravity? The answer is correct with Jupiter. Keeping it cool says Saturn. But it was indeed Jupiter. This is a simple one. First in, we'll get this one. No question at all. Which natural disaster is measured with a Richter scale? Which natural disaster is measured by the Richter scale? Tony Abbott is flying along here with the answer correct. Earthquake just ahead of keeping it cool. Which planet is the hottest in the solar system? It's a tricky question, but which planet is the hottest in the solar system? No, you would think Mercury, but the answer is not Mercury. Not Mercury. It's obvious it's the closest to the sun, but it's not the hottest. Next one. One just past it. Come on, you should be able to get it. It's the planet between Earth and Mercury. Ba-bum. Elvis Trables with correct answer of Venus. Quite correct. No, not Jupiter. It was Venus. Here we go. Easy question. First in, we'll get it. What animals are pearls found in? What animals are pearls found in? Quite correct. Elvis with oysters. Clams have something similar, but they're not pearls. Right, here's a question that does confuse people because they think about certain other things, but without confusing you, what the question is, who is often credited with creating the world's first car? Who is often credited with creating the world's first car? Nope, that's an answer that I expected, but it's incorrect. It's not Henry Ford. Hello, Carolyn. The question is, who is often credited with creating the world's first car? It's not Henry Ford. Think of luxury. Tony Abbott is correct with Mercedes-Benz. His name was Carl Benz. Question. Cadillac, good answer, keeping, but not correct. Question. Sticking with cars. Which animal can be seen on the Porsche logo? Which animal can be seen on the Porsche logo? Think about it. If you've ever seen a Porsche, you would have seen this on the car. And Carolyn's quite correct. It is the horse. Stallion, I think, actually. The horse is the correct answer. Question. Which company owns Bugatti, Lamborghini, Audi, Porsche, and Ducati? What's the company that owns all of those brands of cars? Bacon. Imagine if they made a car out of bacon. You'd never get out of it. You'd have to eat your way out of it. Which company owns Bugatti, Lamborghini, Audi, Porsche, and Ducati? What is the company that owns all of those? Give you a clue. It was the company that was charged with faking their emission controls. Who owns all those cars? What's the company that makes them? 5 more seconds, and I have to give you the answer. The The answer is, Elvis, correct with Volkswagen. ExxonMobil, that's an interesting answer. Here we go. What or who is the Ford Mustang named after? What or who is the Ford Mustang named after? Not a horse. Good answer though, not a horse. The Ford Mustang, of course, but what's it named after? It's not really tricky because if you know your war aeroplanes, you get the one quite quickly. A couple more seconds and I'll give you the answer. Okay, the answer is a fighter plane from World War II was a Mustang. The Ford Mustang was named after it. Here we go. Question, in what year was the Corvette introduced? What year was the Corvette introduced? Elvis says 1964. Nope. Lower. '57. Lower. 63 lower. 62 lower. What year was the Corvette introduced? No, 40's not a good answer. 1953 is the correct Google answer, Carolyn. Oh, I'm sorry, Carolyn. Hello, Ross. 1948 was pretty close. Now we're going to do food and drink trivia. You'll get this one. First in, we'll get the answer. What is the common name for dried plums? What is the common name for dried plums? As you get older, they're very useful. What is the common name? And Elvis comes in correct with the answer. And Carolyn was right, Uppy's prune. And so was Ross. The answer was prune, but Elvis got that one.
Lag.
Very simple one. You get this one first in again. What other name does corn go by? What other name does corn go by? Another name for corn. The answer is correct with Elvis, with maize. Grits indeed may be part of it, but it is maize. Charmin got in there as well. I don't like this as a food. Next question. What is the primary ingredient in hummus? I don't see the point of hummus myself. What is the primary ingredient of hummus? Mr. Angel says charming is the main ingredient in hummus.
Yeah, I was saying hello.
Yes. Yeah. Elvis says eggplant, incorrect. Gabenzio bean, nope.
What's the question?
Question is, what is the primary ingredient in hummus?
Oh, God, I know.
5 more seconds, and I'll give you the answer.
Wait.
What is
Wait.
How do you make hummus? What do you make hummus out of?
Wait.
What's the main ingredient? 5 seconds left. And the answer is correct from Mr. Angel. With chickpea. Carolyn was in there with chickpeas as well. This one's a bit controversial, but it is true. From about 3,000 years ago, in fact. But there are lots of arguments about who actually did it first. The question is, which country invented tea? Which country invented tea? Ross says Mexico, that's incorrect. Elvis says England, that's incorrect. And the answer from Charmin is absolutely correct. It is China. They have Israel, says Carolyn. Nope, it is China. They found tea in tombs of, Ming Dynasty and that. And that's over 2,500 years ago. So it's over 3,000 years apparently. Here we go. If you know your nationality foods, you might get this one. Question: what is the national dish of Spain? It's made a few different ways, but it is the national dish of Spain. What is it? What is the national dish? And in fact, Scarlett Popperfield's quite correct. The paella. I don't think sardines. I'm sure they eat them. But paella it is. It is made several different ways, but there are base ingredients for sure. Now, this is a controversial one that is true. And if you know this particular country, you'd say, yeah, that's probably right. And it is right. Which European nation was said to invent hot dogs? The answer, when you get it, you'll be saying, oh, yeah, that sounds right. Which European nation was said to invent hot dogs? And Scarlett Popperfield quite correctly says, along with Elvis, but Scarlett was first, with Germany. Frankfurt. Could actually have been Frankfurt, yeah. Been there myself. And we walked down one of the streets and all they were selling were sausages.
Yep.
Carolyn says Germany, which is quite correct.
I hope some of us have got lag.
Health questions. Who was the president that was put into jail for 35... No, sorry, that's not a question. Question. Anatomy. Which organ has 4 chambers? Really simple. Which organ has 4 chambers? Charming and Scarlett right behind each other, followed by Elvis with the correct answer of heart. Now, this one will confuse a few people, but I'm sure you'll get it. Good night, Tony.
Good night, Tony.
Hello, Jojo. Jojo's a legendary quiz player.
He's my partner.
Won several years in a row. Anyway, the question is, what is your body's largest organ? And yes, I'm expecting some stupid answers, okay? What is your body's largest organ? Sometimes forgotten by people, but Ross pumbles in with the correct answer straight away. It is indeed an organ. Your skin. Epidermis. Well, it's close enough, Elvis, but Carolyn got it correct with Scarlett.
Yes, Scarlett, then Ross.
No, Ross on mine. I've got to go by mine.
I know what I'm saying.
Leg.
Yeah.
Here we go. Question. Anatomy again. In which body part can you find the femur? F-E-M-U-R. In which body part can you find the femur? Scarlett Popperfield, followed by Elvis, followed by chiming. It is indeed the leg. And Carolyn got it as well. You know, if you break your femur, you could be in terrible trouble because along with the femur is one of the main arteries. Just a side note. Not giving a lecture or anything. Carolyn would be correct with thigh, but it's the leg. Here we go. This is something a lot of people don't know. I found this in a quiz 30 years ago and I thought, is that right? Unbelievable. And I found it, yeah, it was right. Here's the question. Anatomy. Which bone are babies born without? All babies are born without this particular bone, which is a contentious one, but it is a bone in itself. So people come up with other answers. Skull? No, they're definitely born with a skull. I know what you're referring to though, Carolyn. Which bone are babies born without? All babies are born without this. They do develop it later.
I don't know what it's called. I know where it is, how it works. I don't know what it's called.
Ross says finger. No, I'm pretty sure most babies are born all with their digits, or without them if they're born without them, but fontanelle, no, it's not that. It's quite a simple answer. And when you think about it, they have no need for it for about a year, or about 6 months at least. 5 more seconds and I'll give you the answer. It was years ago. I had this question in the quiz and I thought, wow. Molars, well, that's true. They're born without molars and teeth, but no, that's not the question. The answer to which bone a baby's born without is kneecap. And someone will say, oh, it's a cartilage. No, there is actually a bone in your knee. It's kneecap, because babies don't require it until they're fully developed. So it's like I say, 30 years ago, I thought, that can't be right. And then I checked it out. It is correct. So they're born without fully formed kneecaps. They grow after about 6 to 12 months because they don't need it until they need to start basically putting pressure on the joint. Okay, another health question. Some of you may know this. Question, about how many taste buds does the average human tongue have? How many taste buds, and they're buds, by the way, on the tongue, does the average human tongue have? 3,000 is a good answer, but it's higher. Thousands is correct, but higher. Answer by Elvis is correct. It's 10,000. Of course, Elvis there only has one taste bud, and it's the shawarma bud. Okay, this is controversial, but it's true, but some people would say higher. But here we go. Question. What percentage of our bodies is made up of water? What percentage of our bodies is made up of water? A lot of people give a too high answer to this. That's a clue. 90, no. See, I knew you'd come up with that. No, it's not 90. No. 66, I will pay, Carolyn, because it's between 60 and 65%. And yes, we've all heard, oh, it's about 80, 90% of the human body. Not really. You've got to take into things like fat. Do you know what I mean? Some people's body are made up of 50% fat alone. So, do you squeeze all the fat out and get moisture? Probably, but the human body is made up between 60 and 65, so I'll give that to Carolyn. This one's quite a simple answer. Good afternoon. So Billy, welcome. Which element is said to keep bones strong? Which element is said to keep bones strong? Pretty simple. Caroline gets it, followed by Ross, followed by Scarlett, followed by Can You See Me? Chiming. Everyone got that one? This is a question. Some of you would remember I told you years ago, I was on a television show called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I really was. And I went in about 35 grand. However, this was the second question I was asked. Now, being a prison officer, I actually had to know that because it was part of a course in communicable diseases. So here's the question. What does the acronym AIDS stand for? Now, on the show, I had to get all of those words correct or I would have lost. So what does the acronym AIDS, AIDS, stand for? So you've got to give me all four. I can hear Google being pounded as we speak. It was funny because I'd only done the communicable diseases about 3 months before. And I just came up with the answer straight away. The guy said, that's brilliant. How'd you do that? And I said, well, I did it in training not long ago. He said, oh, okay. So what does the acronym AIDS stand for? Autoimmune is not correct.
Autoimmune deficiency
No, it's not
syndrome.
correct. Acquired. There we go. Acquired immune deficiency. Not correct. Wrong. Last part of the word's wrong. AIDS. I'll give you the first three. Acquired immune deficiency. S is the final word.
Deficiency syndrome.
Correct. Mr. Angel gets it here in Australia. Scarlett second. I say, but he doesn't have AIDS. That's good to know. This is staggering, but true. Correct. Charming. Syndrome. Now, most people are in this figure. Some people, I imagine, are probably higher, but here we go. Question, how many times does the heart beat per day? Quite staggering. How many times does the heart beat per day? 21,000, we have 3,600, all way too low. 97 a minute, that's 24 hours. And the answer by Scarlett Popperfield is correct. It's 100,000 times
Yeah, snap.
on average a day. And Mystic Angel was close. It's quite a lot when you think about it. Let's find some. Oh, I know all of you like geography. You all love it, don't you?
No.
Here we go. We'll start with Europe and the Americas as questions. 1,440,000. Ross, you have to get off the treadmill, Ross. Geography, Europe and the Americas. What is the name of the thin but a long country that spans more than half of the western coast of South America?
Say that again.
Pardon?
Say that again.
I'll say it again. What is the name of the thin but a long country that spans more than half of the western coast of South America? Very close. Here they come. Chile. Chile's correct. Uruguay is not. That's on the east coast, or up a bit, not on the west coast. It is Chile. Here we go again. Question. Which American state is the largest by area?
I'm with you, Charming. I'm not good at trivia, especially when it's geography.
Texas is incorrect. Texas is incorrect. Alaska is correct. California is incorrect. Alaska, by area, is the largest American state. Some of you should get this. Here we go. What is the smallest country in the world? It's within another country. There's the clue. What is the smallest country in the world? Togo is incorrect.
Never heard of Togo.
The answer is, by Scarlett Popperfield, correct. It is the Vatican. Tasmania is probably a good idea, mate, but no, we're bigger than the Vatican. Milwaukee. No. Question. Which continent... Oh, we've done that one. This is the one I was going to give you. This is one I wanted to give you. Which of the 7 wonders is located in Egypt? Which of the 7 wonders of the world is located in Egypt? You can't miss them. Dead giveaway. You see them from space. Carolyn comes in first with pyramids. The answer is correct, with pyramids of Giza. Pyramids of Giza, correct again, but I'll pay pyramids. Here's a question with 2 answers, but one as the most common answer. Which desert is the largest in the world? Which desert is the largest in the world?
Good guess, boy.
Sphinx, no. Gobi, good answer, but incorrect.
No, Bully must have lag. He was going back to the pyramid question.
Elvis is correct, with Sahara is the most common name given to the largest desert. However, the largest true desert in the world, believe it or not, much bigger than the Sahara, is Antarctica. Now people go, what? Antarctica is drier than the desert. So it's classified as a desert of ice. Okay, here we go. Getting to the nitty-gritty stuff now. Geography. What is the name of the world's longest river? What is the name of the world's longest river? What is the name of the world's longest river? We've come up with answers from Scarlett. Ross with Nile is correct. The Amazon, I don't know where that is. Lower River.
You know where the Amazon River is?
No, not the Amazon.
Oh, it's meant to move Amazon.
Simple question, here we go. What holiday is called in the United States Turkey Day? Easy question. That's right. Election Day. No, sorry. No, that's not correct. What holiday is called Turkey Day in the US? Oh, everyone flied in with that one. Everyone got Thanksgiving. We don't have Thanksgiving in Australia. Okay, talking about countries and celebrations, when is Canada Day? What's the date of Canada Day? If Box was here, he'd be able to give us straight away. July 1st with Elvis is correct. It's July 1. Here we go. Which country celebrates the storming of the Bastille? Which country celebrates Bastille Day? Spain is incorrect. Ross is correct. So is Elvis with France. Nuremberg. No, it's not Nuremberg. It's not really celebrated at all. Music trivia. Here we go. Question that some of you should get because you're from that era. Here we go. What was the name of the rock band formed by Jimmy Page? What was the name of the rock band formed by Jimmy Page? Da, 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 da. What was the name of the rock band formed by Jimmy Page? It was Scarlett and Elvis, Led Zeppelin. Here we go. Music question again. Which country did AC/DC originate in? In fact, the lead singer used to live down the road from us. Which country did AC/DC originate in? England, says Jojo. It's incorrect. Elvis and Ross get it right with Australia. Way to hell. I'm back, says Jojo.
My trivia buddy. Come on, Jojo.
Quite staggering when you think about the answer to this question. Music question. How many Grammys does John Legend have? How many Grammys? Earthquake last night. You sure? How many Grammys does John Legend have? No, it's not 0.
Who's John Legend?
He sings that song that I sung. 14 is close, 3 is not. I'll give it another couple of seconds and I'll give it to you. It's quite a lot. It's not 14, but...
That's not good, Jojo.
John Legend has 10 Grammys, which is quite brilliant.
You have to give him time to answer a bit more. Everyone's got lag. Because I have.
You have lag? I'll give it a bit more time to answer. Here's the question for those that lived in the 80s and 90s. Which British girl group had a member by the name of Mel B? Which British girl group had a member by the name of Mel B? What was the name of the group?
I know this. Hey!
The bully first in with Spice Girls. Spice, I'll pay. Spice Girls, Spice Girls. Hey, with one thumb down, come on guys, we're all friends. Thumb downs are welcome, Jojo. They really are. if they spend the time to press the button, it's all love. Ross is correct with Spice Girls. Let's find some questions that you might.
Are we just doing this short break? First prize is a round the world first class trip.
Yep, first class plane tickets to Wuhan.
And
Woohoo!
round the world at your expense.
Yep, no expense spared of your money.
Yeah.
Here's a question for those that are into literature. Yes, I know you all are.
No.
Question, literature question. Who wrote Old Man of the Sea and is still considered one of the greatest writers of the 20th century? Who wrote Old Man and the Sea and was considered one of the most greatest writers of the 20th century? Scarlett Popperfield and Carolyn come in quickly with Ernest Hemingway. Question, literature. Who is the writer of The Merchant of Venice? Dun, 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 dun.
Dracula.
No. Who is the writer of The Merchant of Venice? Oh, no, it's not O. The answer is by Scarlett William Shakespeare. Now, I expect you to get this one straight away then, Scarlett, if you're quick with William Shakespeare. George Hemingway is incorrect, Elvis, but I'm glad you're still part of the team. Literature question. Adventure of Sherlock Holmes was written by which writer? He wrote a lot of books, this man. Some spooky ones, but The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes was written by who?
Yeah, I know.
Not Hemingway, no.
Sorry, Caroline, there is lag as well. We're not buffering.
Watson? No, the answer indeed is correct. I'll pay that, even though you forgot his first name, Scarlett, is Arthur Conan Doyle. Just a side one, it's not a question, but what other sort of books did he used to write? Do you know?
You might have to go out and come back in, Charming.
Arthur Conan Doyle. You didn't have to rewrite it. Here we go. It was a book written probably 15 years ago now, I think. The book, literature question, Da Vinci Code was written by who?
Oh God, I've got it. Can I
The
see-
book, Da Vinci Code, was written by who?
Can I see it from here? No. Can't remember.
I'm sure you would all read it. You've read it? Okay. The Da Vinci Code was written by the book called The Da Vinci Code. And it was turned into a movie.
Yeah, I can't
But the
remember.
Da Vinci Code was written, book, by who?
It's a book, Scarlett, called The Da Vinci Code, and it's a movie as well.
It was a great book, yeah. A lot of thought went into that.
Yeah, I've got it, and I can't see who the author is from here.
5 more. 5 more seconds and I'll give you the answer. Who wrote the Da Vinci Code book? The answer? No, it wasn't Charles Chaplin. The answer was, and you'll kick yourself. You'll kick yourself.
Isaac?
No, you'll kick yourself after you hear the answer. The Da Vinci Code book
John.
was written by Dan Brown.
That's it. Damn.
And you'll go, oh, of course, yeah. Let's do something a little bit easier. Movies.
I knew that.
No, I would get the answer to this one because I've got lots of grandchildren. Question, movie question. What is the name of the song that Queen Elsa sings as she builds her ice castle in the movie Frozen?
Oh, gosh.
You all know it. If you've got grandkids, you'll definitely know it. What is the name of the song Queen Elsa sings as she builds her ice castle in the movie Frozen? Frozen, It's catchy, Carolyn, but I don't think it was that. Come on, you all know this. You all know this. You're all struggling with this one. Strange. 5 seconds, I'll give you the answer. Baby, it's cold outside. No. The answer to that question was Let It Go.
Yeah, actually, I couldn't think of it. I was thinking Let It Be, and then I realised that Let It Go is you said it.
Here we go. Question. Bum 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 bum. Question is, how many films did Sean Connery play James Bond in? And you'll be very surprised. How many films did Sean Connery play James Bond in? Good day, Monchichi. And the answer by Ross is correct. Same with Carolyn. It was 7. Quite staggering when you think about it. He's obviously really Mr. Bond, let's be honest. Hello, Miss Moneypenny. Hello, James. Here we go. One of my old favourite movies. You did say 7. Well done, Monchichi. I like this movie.
Oh, yeah,
In
that one's
1984, which Indiana Jones movie was released? In 1984, which Indiana Jones movie was released? No, it wasn't Raiders of the Lost Ark. And the answer is correct with Elvis. It was the Temple of Doom. And Carolyn got that one correct as well. They were good movies. Here we go. You should get this one quite easily. Movie question. What was the name of the actor who played Jack Dawson in the movie Titanic? What is the name of the actor? Basically started his career. What was the name of the actor who played Jack Dawson in the movie Titanic? And you can tell by the special effects here that we're running the Atlantic Ocean. Looks like glass, but it's actually the Atlantic Ocean. Scarlett and Ross. It indeed was Leonardo DiCaprio.
There was a movie. Yes,
Yes.
1, 2, 3. You
Called Titanic. Yeah, this is one for the ladies. It's a television question. Which iconic TV show featured the main characters Samantha, Carey, Cynthia, and Charlotte?
what?
Which iconic TV show featured the main characters Samantha, Carey, Cynthia, and Charlotte?
That's their real names. I know
No,
that's
that's
screen
their
name.
TV names.
Yeah,
Not
I know. But
good answer, but it's not Golden Girls.
But I always get this wrong, and it's not going to let me type the word, I bet you.
Which iconic TV show featured the main characters? Their names on the characters.
Let me
Samantha,
type it, maybe because I've got a
Carey,
wrench.
Cynthia, and Charlotte. And Mystic Angel is correct with Sex and the City.
Because it's people say Sex in the City, but it's not.
It's Sex and the City.
That's right.
Right, let's go to questions about actors and actresses. Question. Actor's name. Which actor appeared in films Face Off and Ghost Rider? Which actor appeared in films Face Off and Ghost Rider?
I can see the face and I can't think of the name.
No cowpoke was like love.
Shit,
What the hell was that, Monchichi? Paul Newman's incorrect.
Oh, I can see his.
Da, da,
That's
da,
it.
da, 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 da.
What Montucci said.
What?
Nicolas Cage.
Correct. The answer is Nicolas Cage. Clint Eastwood.
It's all right,
You feeling lucky,
Montucci.
Scarlett?
It's the
Well,
autocorrect.
Fuking phone. Oh, good. He's got one of them Russian phones. What's the phone called, Dimitrov? It's called Fuking. Fuking phone.
We know what you meant, Montucci.
Quite extraordinary, but this is true. Which actress won the Oscar for Best Actress in 2003? Which actress won the Oscar for Best Actress in 2003?
I have no idea.
Who was the actress who won the Best Actress Oscar in 2003? 5 seconds. I'll give you the answer.
I'm going to say
Camilo Diaz. No, I don't think it was a card written by Diaz. At least it was an answer, Elvis. The answer, and we're very proud of this, of course, was Nicole Kidman,
I
as
was right.
Mr. Gangel put in.
That was a
It
guess.
was Nicole Kidman in 2003.
That was just a guess.
Right, let's find some other. Oh, political questions.
No.
Well, they're quite easy questions. Here we go. Political question. Which American president was involved in the Watergate scandal?
I have no idea.
Simple, really. Which American president was involved in the Watergate scandal? One, Chi Chi, bang. Elvis, bang.
Jojo. Yay, Jojo, my teammate. You
I
got
can't see Jojo's answer yet.
Yeah, I can. You see, I told you this was
Nixon. It was
No.
Richard Nixon.
We'll be travelling around the world first class, Jojo, at your expense.
Here's a very good question. How many presidents have been impeached? How many US presidents have been impeached? Shh, Jojo's breastfeeding. Keep it quiet. How many presidents have been impeached? Well, Chi Chi with the correct answer off the bat is 3. It sounds like a trick question, but it's not. Who has been the longest serving monarch of the United Kingdom? Who has been the longest serving monarch of the United Kingdom? Who has reigned longest? The answer is Queen Elizabeth II. Quite true. Queen Victoria reigned for a very long time, but Queen Elizabeth, our current queen, has reigned longest.
Nice
She
one.
just won't die, I tell you.
Nice one.
Right, let's move on to animal questions. How long is the gestation period of an African elephant? Of her working on a truck during World War II. Sounds good. How long is the gestation period of an African elephant? And Scarlett Popperfield is correct with 22 months. Elvis was close with 18. Wan Chi Chi was chipping away there on 24, but it is 22. Question, animal question, what is a female donkey called? What is a female donkey called? I'll pay that. It's got a Y on the end, but I'll pay Jenny. It's Jenny. Elvis has been pregnant for 37 years. Who's the father? Interesting question. What name is used to refer to a group of frogs? Like, you know, if you have a whole heap of crows, it's called a murder. So what is the name used to refer to a group of frogs? Pod is for whales, so it's an incorrect answer. What is the name used to refer to a group of frogs? I probably wouldn't have got this one. would have been thinking something else. Be right back is the correct answer for a group. No, it's not. What is the name used to refer to a group of frogs? 5 seconds, I'll give you the answer. I wouldn't have got it. The name given to frogs that are in large groups is called an army. No, I wouldn't have got that. Another question to do with below the ocean. How many hearts does an octopus have? How many hearts does an octopus have? I'd like to be boom, 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 under the sea. The answer is 3 from Scarlett Popperfield. Elvis has got a small octopus, so he's only got 2. Now, questions relating to, and probably the last few questions, relating to the law. Are we ready? Are you all under oath? Question, law question. What is the legal term for a voluntary written statement made under oath? What is the legal term for a voluntary written statement made under oath? Deposition is incorrect. Deposition is incorrect. Again, I'll read it. What is the legal term for a voluntary written statement made under oath? It's not a statement. Well, it is a statement, but that's not the answer. What's the voluntary written statement made under oath called? Something you present in court. Is he guilty, Your Honour? No, but we'll make him guilty because it makes me early for lunch. And the answer, by Mystic Angel, which is not spelled correctly, it's a affidavit. It is a declaration of sorts, one cheat sheet. But it's something that I would write for Jojo saying, I saw Jojo, he wasn't with these 9 women that you're accusing him of. And it's a written statement, it's presented under oath, so I'm under oath, and it's an affidavit. That's what it's called. You'll get this one quite easily. Who's David? It's Affa's brother. What is the name of the classification of crime which is less serious than a felony? What is it called? What is the name of the classification of a crime that is less serious than a felony? Don't put my laundry here. And the answer by Mon Chi Chi is correct. It's a misdemeanor. Jojo got it with misdemeanor. And Elvis says summary. Execution, Elvis? Okay, another court reference question. What is evidence in court where a person tells everything they saw or know? What's that called? When they present it to the court as evidence to the court where a person tells everything they saw or know, what are they giving? The answer is correct. Testimony. She corrected herself. She said, I can't leave that like that. Elvis is correct also with testicle. Demoni. Testicles for money. Yeah, that's correct, Elvis. Testicles for money. Question relating to heinous crime. How many homicides did Ted Bundy admit to? How many homicides did Ted Bundy admit to? It may not have been the final number, but it's the number that he admitted to. No, wasn't 1. More than 15. More than 13. Less than he committed. That's a correct answer, I believe, but in court there is a figure that he admitted to. 5 more seconds and I'll give it to you because it's horrendous. even to hover over this question, let's be honest. How many homicides did Ted Bundy admit to in court? The answer was 30. Staggers the mind, doesn't it? This is quite a funny answer, but it's true. Butch Cassidy was famous for doing what? Think about it. Butch Cassidy was famous for doing what? No, not playing cards. His criminal action. Dying, well, he did die, that's for sure. Drinking booze, I'm sure he did that. It's quite a simple answer, but it's a boring answer really, but it is true. Butch Cassidy, I'll give it to you, was famous for doing what? Stealing. That's right. All right, entrepreneurial questions. Who is the richest person in the world as of 2020? No, it's not Jojo. I think he came in 7th. George Soros? No, is incorrect. Who is the richest person in the world as of 2020? The answer by Elvis is correct. It's Jeff Bezos. Amazon, I'll give that to you. No, the king doesn't come close, actually. Simple question again. These are entrepreneurial questions. Who drives a 1989 B-class van and his father was going to shoot him? No, sorry, that's a different web page. Sorry. The question is, Bill Gates is the founder of which company? Really simple. Bill Gates is the founder of which company? Elvis is correct, but Scarlett with Microsoft. This, like time, is fleeting and we don't realise how quickly it goes. This question is, in what year did Steve Jobs die? In what year did Steve Jobs, if you don't know Steve Jobs, he was the Apple man. In what year did Steve Jobs die? $29.16 says Elvis, no. 2019, no. I'm going to explain why I said at the start of this question how time is fleeting. In what year did Steve Jobs die? The answer is 2011, 9 years ago. Staggering, isn't it, when you think about it? 9 years. 2011, Steve Jobs died. Time moves so quickly. Question. Interesting question too, because it has a backstory to it. I'll tell the backstory after you give me the answer. What vehicle Volkswagen is best known for? What vehicle is Volkswagen best known for?
Come on, Jojo. Question, answer for our team. Come on, Joe.
I'll pay that. It's not the way that we say it in Australia, but I'll pay it. The bug, the beetle, is how we call it in Australia. And the backstory to that is another question I'm going to give you, because I know the answer. Who co-designed the Beetle? What was the name of the person who co-designed the Beetle? In fact, took over the design at one stage. The answer by Scarlett Popperfield is correct. Adolf Hitler. Quite extraordinary. Now we go back into a field that I'm quite comfortable with myself, and I'm sure you all are. Settle down, brush the dust off your archaeology tools and sit down for a moment. The Walzenwagen. Simple questions to start off with, and I'm going to really nail yours. Here we go. Ancient history. By what name were the Egyptian kings known as? By what name were the Egyptian kings known as?
I don't know how to spell it.
You eating cheesecake?
You had yours earlier.
Ah. And the answer by Scarlett, Elvis, not Jojo, but Elvis and Scarlett are correct with Pharaoh. Tutan, he's talking Kaman. I know what you were doing, Jojo. You try to sort of hide the fact you're very intelligent by throwing out tangents. I get it. Your intelligence is beyond us in this room, but you just play with us. I know what you're doing. How many pyramids of Giza were built? Some people get a bit confused with this one. How many pyramids of Giza were made? Answer by Elvis is correct with Scarlett. Correct. Some figures aren't there answering before the question. Well, they did ask for the answers yesterday, and they've all donated huge sums of money. See, Monchichi obviously never donated.
Answering before the question.
It could be lag on your end, I don't
think
know.
it's lag, Monchichi. I'm trying not to answer because I'm sitting next to seats and I'm
Just give a reboot, Monchichi.
you.
I will wait 10 seconds for you to reboot. Maybe that will help you. Give me another 5 seconds. Sometimes on my phone, I'm always getting massive lag. All right, I'm presuming Monchichi has rebooted. Here we go. Ancient history. Which queen was Julius Caesar involved with? Which queen was Julius Caesar involved with? Clue, so was Mark Antony. The red, the bent, the 3 little ones, the big ones. The answer is indeed Scarlet, Cleopatra. How did she take her own life? It's not a question, but I'm asking. How did Cleopatra take her own life? When did the first English scientist first dug the tomb and was killed by a bug? Yes, actually there's quite a few tied in with Tutankhamun that died. Poisoned by a snake, correct answer. Snake bite, correct answer, chick. Correct. Here's a question that some of you should know. This is ancient history.
Asp. I would say
Bitten in the, she was bitten in the asp, Monchichi. Question. How long did the Middle Ages last? Bring out your dad.
About that long.
Bring out your dad. How many years? How long is considered the Middle Ages? 400 years, Scarlett? Incorrect. It started AD 400 off memory. Five more seconds, I'll give you the answer. Not a simple answer, of course, but how many years? No more than 600. Couple more seconds left and I'll give you the answer.
What was the question again?
How long did the Middle Ages last in years? Shears, cutting lawn, plant grass. Nice. Why would you plant grass after cutting it? 500, no. The answer is 1,000 years. An eon. That's how long the Middle Ages. I think it went from 400 to 1400, I think is considered the Middle Ages. I could stand corrected, but it's around about then. Sticking with the Middle Ages, which religion dominated the Middle Ages? So we're talking about 1,000 years. Which religion dominated the Middle Ages? Nope, not paganism at all. That's going back a long time ago, paganism. You know, Stonehenge, things like that. And the answer is the Catholicum. I'll pay that, Elvis, because it's funny. It's actually the 1800s now. Well, we've moved on. The answer was Catholicism. Dominated the Middle Ages. You know, the Spanish Inquisition. Dun, dun, dun.
You got cropped. What do you mean you got cropped?
Now we're going to talk about relatively modern history. Relatively. In which year did World War War I begin? You don't need to give me the date in August. I just want the year. Which year did World War I begin? "1916 for America" is correct, but not the start of the war. Neither was 1912. And it's raining. Not 1917, oh my God. Not 1916. The year that World War I started. Bit of hail in this, so I'll have to talk up. The answer is correct with 1914. World War I went from 1914 to 1918.
I actually knew that.
Yeah. Mr. comes in with 2914. That's... Okay, simple question you should all get relatively quickly. Duke Fertigano. Yeah, that's true. John F. Kennedy was assassinated in which city? Hello, Amelia. John F. Kennedy was assassinated in which city? I don't need to know the suppository window or anything like that, just the name of the city. Scarlett correct with Dallas. Elvis correct with Dallas. 1963. I'll just let this bit of rain pass. It's a bit of a squall, a bit of a white wall of water. If you need to go for a pee or get a drink, do it now. I'll give you a 2-minute break. Can you hear the hail? Last burst of the Antarctic weather. Right, I think I can start again, I'm not sure. Here we go. Question: in which country was Adolf Hitler born? In which country was Adolf Hitler born?
I think I spelled it wrong.
Scarlett is correct with Austria.
Yeah, I spelled it wrong.
Now we're going to delve into mythology. I want you all to put your toga on and pick up a trident or two.
Can we see the rain? No, it's dark, chick.
Questions about mythology. And Monchichi is correct with Ostia.
That's how I spelled it, do I?
Chick is correct with Austria. Now, mythology questions. Like I say, put a toga on, grab a trident or two. Here we go. What is the name of the home of the Greek gods?
Now it's a wind.
What is the name of the home of the Greek gods? And Monchichi is first and correct with Olympus. I'll pay Olympus and Olympians. Your general thought pattern was in the wavelength. Emil was correct with Olympus. And Chick is still sitting at the Pantheon all by herself. Where is everybody? I bought the sandwiches. Question. One you should all know. Which warrior weakness was their heel? Which warrior's weakness was their heel?
I get, huh? You mean the heel, the foot?
Heel, ankle, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Scarlett Popperfield correct with the answer, along with Elvis and Monchichi, Achilles. And Emil was correct with Achilles as well. We're going a bit further north with this question from my ancestors. What was the name of the paradise warriors go after death? What was the name of paradise warriors go after death? And I'll mention their tribal name, Vikings, and the answer by Elvis and Scarlett. Indeed, along with Monchichi,
Valhalla.
is Valhalla. Amelia as well with Valhalla. While we're sticking with my ancestral lineage, let's talk about Thor. Was the son of which god? Thor was the son of which god? Correct. Elvis, Monchichi, Scarlet, Emil, all with Odin.
They're too clever in this room for me.
Very clever.
Jojo, where are you, my
Question.
trivia buddy?
The Roman god of war inspired the name of which planet? My grandma with the golden braids used to tell me the story of Valhalla. The answer by Elvis first, followed by Scarlet, Monchichi, and Emil,
Wow, they're good.
is the planet Mars, which is the god of war the Romans named it after. Talking about naming after, what was the name of the Egyptian god of the sun? What was the name of the Egyptian god of the sun? Elvis in first with Scarlet right behind, and Monchichi, and Jojo with Emil with Ra.
Wow, I better join in. Hang on.
It's quite funny.
There
Jojo
you
would
go.
know the next, and maybe a few of you would know of the things like Isis, Eel, A-L, and Ra.
Oh, you've got to reboot.
Israel.
You've got to reboot, chick. I think you've got lag. It's happened to me and Monchichi as well.
Okay. Sticking. Let's try and find some board games.
You might have to go in,
Video game.
go out and come back in, chick.
Here's some questions for those people who know the rhymes and riddles. Put down your fiddle, gentlemen and ladies. Here we go. Question, nursery rhyme question. In The Farmer in the Dell, what did the cat take? Nursery rhyme. In The Farmer in the Dell, what did the cat take? Close, Scarlet, but it wasn't a mouse. Farmer in the Dell, what did the cat take? Fiddle, no. The wife, no. Scarlet was close.
Monchichi's a spoon.
No, not spoon.
I'm trying to say the
Not
nursery.
cheese.
Say the nursery.
You were
rhyme.
close with the first answer, Scarlet, but it wasn't a mouse.
I'm trying
The
to-
farmer in the dell.
Farmer in the dell.
And the answer is, you got it. You could see where I was leading you, Scarlet. It indeed was a rat.
Yeah, I can't remember it.
See, some of
Right.
these nursery rhymes you know. That's okay, Amelia. You don't need to know everything. You've been very clever up till now. Nursery rhyme. What did the itsy bitsy spider climb up? What did the itsy bitsy spider climb up? You're all singing it now, aren't you? Incorrect. Waterfall is not correct. Never seen a spider climb up a waterfall. Scarlet. Grandpa. Monchichi first in with waterspout. Up the waterspout. Yeah, very technical there, Mr. Gamer. It indeed was waterspout. Amelia with waterspout. Jojo with waterspout. Okay, so I've seen this question before and people get all sorts of wrong answers to it. Question, nursery rhyme. How many bags of wool did Bar Bar Black Sheep have? How many bags of wool did Bar Bar Black Sheep have? Yes, it's tricky because the answer is incorrect. Is correct with 3. One for the master, one for the dame, and one for the little boy down. Chick says 6. You must have had 2 sheep, Chick. His back was full. Emil was correct with 3 as well. that one's a silly question. All right, for those religiously inclined, it's to do with numbers, chick, so you should be good at this. Christianity question. How many books are in the Catholic Bible? How many books are in the Catholic Bible? Not 12, not 33, not buffering. Good night, Jojo. Have a good day.
Jojo. Buffering. It's not here, Monty T.
Not 15.
We're not buffering.
It's a staggering amount, actually. Okay, I'll give you the answer. How many books are in the Catholic Bible?
Wait. Let me answer one more time.
Not 66? Even that's too low, chick.
Damn. I'm just guessing.
Not 20, not 60, not 100. The answer is 73. That's how many books are in the Catholic Bible. If you get this question, I remember most of you were there at the same time I was. Listen carefully. Blessed are the cheesemakers. Now hang on one moment. How many fish were used to feed the 5,000 along with the loaves? How many fish were used to feed 5,000 people along with the loaves? Do you know how many fish there were? Scarlett says 6, no. 3, no. At least your single figures, because it was a single figure. No, it wasn't 100 fish. 5 more seconds, I'll give you the answer. You'll kick yourself because you'll know. And the answer is, Emil, not 15, not 8. The answer was 2 fishes, just 2 fish. That's all that were used. For those with a little bit more sideward thought in religion that may have studied from time to time, or maybe perused it on occasions. Religious question, Islam. The Islamic calendar is based on which cycle? The Islamic calendar is based on which cycle? We're not talking book, we're talking calendar.
See, Scarlett?
It must have been an enormous fish, Elvis. Goodbye, Scarlett. I'm glad you enjoyed. And Elvis is correct, along with Munchie Chi, and I'll give Mystic Angel as well with Moon. It's the lunar cycle that their calendar works on. Damn it, my phone died. That was the answer. Catholic books.
Oh, the Catholic
73.
book.
Question, in which country was Buddha born? Which country was Buddha born? The answer by Elvis is correct. It is Tibet. Mind you, I think betting's a waste of money myself. China, a bit further south, chick. This should get people in America fired up because they should know the answer, and no, it's not Thailand.
Yeah, which incarnation? That's
The first
true.
incarnation.
I want you to-
The first, the beginning of enlightenment, Monchichi. Question. When did construction of the Empire State Building start? What year? When did the construction of the Empire State Building begin? In what year? What year was the beginning of the building of the Empire State Building? 1934 is a good answer. but incorrect. 23 is a good answer, but it's incorrect. You're within years of this either way. One of you was too high, one of you was too low. 1923 is too low. Elvis is correct with 1929. What else happened in 1929, Elvis, that had an impact on the world? 1928 was close, Emil. What was the big event in 1929? It's not a question I'm reading out, but it's one that I'm asking. What major event occurred in October of 1929?
Hindenburg.
I don't know that for sure. I think that was 30s myself, but no. The answer to my side question, what was the major event that occurred in 1929, was what Chick just wrote, and Monchichi.
Stock crash.
Yes. And then people bought back stocks penny on the dollar, didn't they? Wall Street, I'll pay that a meal. It was quite horrendous, the 1929 crash, but I don't think we're going to have something similar happen shortly. I think we will. I'll just come across ballet questions. I'll give them a miss. I don't know many people down the bottom of YouTube are interested
Ballet.
in ballet. Let's go back and finish off with a few questions to end this evening's quiz. Just got to go back one more page and I'm there. Bear with me. What country celebrates the Day of the Dead? What country celebrates the Day of the Dead? Chick, Elvis, correct, with Mexico. It is Mexico that celebrate the Day of the Dead. Monchichi puts in Ejijo. Mexico's correct. Emil, well done. Here's one for all the people that are holding a phone at the moment, made by the 2011 sadly departed Steve Jobs. The question is, what year was the very first model of the iPhone released? What year was the first model of the iPhone released?
Well, it must have been before he died. He died when? 2011.
Yeah. Chick says 1984. No. Elvis says 3007. But I know he meant 2007. And that is the correct year. 2007 was the first iPhone. And Monchichi says Forgafoni, which must be French, I think, I'm not sure. Forgafoni. 2007, not that long ago. Talking about memory, let's see if we get this one. What is often seen as the smallest unit of memory? You know, you've got megabytes and all that sort of thing. What's the smallest unit? What's it called? I think my modem used to run on this speed. What is the smallest unit of memory? I won't accept bit. That could cover a full range. No, I won't accept bit, nor bits. No. You all know what it is. You see the two letters that are used next to it all the time. I'll give you those two letters, K and B. Now give me the answer. What is the smallest unit of memory? Not 01. No. I just gave you the answer, basically. The two letters that come on the end of a number of it. And the answer Elvis has just given is correct. It's kilobyte is spelled incorrectly. But you Americans are terrible at spelling. Do you know how bad you are?
Well, so am I.
Terrible. Awful. KB is the smallest unit. And I'm pretty sure my first dial-up internet was about 1 KB. Do you remember the old saying? Used to drive me nuts. And then it would fall off.
It's autocorrect.
Do you remember the days when you had your internet first connected and then somebody called you and it would cut off the internet?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Okay. You should get this. I've never used it, but my wife has used it.
So I won't
Which
answer.
email service is owned by Microsoft?
I won't answer them.
Which email service is owned by Microsoft? Hello, you got mail. Which email service is owned by Microsoft? The name of it is called
Don't answer it.
what?
People got loud.
And Monchichi is correct. You can contact Monchichi on I'm Hot Monchi at monchi.com. It's Hotmail. Never used it myself. Let's see if you get this one. I'm going to finish tonight with some science questions
Oh, God, I'm
because I know I'm dealing with a lot of physicists here tonight and particle accelerator scientists and such. Question, science question. Who discovered penicillin? What's the name of the person who discovered penicillin? Come on, you know this. Left a bit of bread out, went mouldy. Come on, you got this. I'm right behind you. Come on. Who discovered penicillin? The answer by Emile Dup. It's correct with Alexander Fleming. Discovered by error, but still a discovery all the same. Now, again, room's full of physicists, so I know they're going to get this one. Here we go. Yes, you were earlier, and you missed out on that one as well. Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Peace Prize? In 1903, again a scientist. Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Peace Prize in 1903? What was her name? I'll pay that, Monchichi. It was indeed Marie Curie. You just give me the curry, so I'll go with that. Curry was the answer. Marie Curie was correct by Amelia. Spelled correctly with capital letters for those that are taking note like I am. Question, what is meteorology the study of? What is meteorology the study of? Kit and Kat in very quickly with weather is correct. Chick says wait. You need to stand in the corner just for 10 minutes, Chick. Elvis correct with weather. Monchichi with weather. That is the study of meteorology, the study of the weather. Now for you science students, which you're doing very well tonight, by the way. Emile got the weather. Question, what is the symbol for potassium? You all know this. Basic 101 in your science studies. iPhone does not like capital letters. What is the symbol for potassium? No, you're not a dunce. PT is incorrect. Good guess though, Elvis. What is the symbol for potassium? Chick says P or K. I'll give that, but it is K. Kitten Cat got it first on its own, followed by Amelie. With K, that is the symbol. Monchichi suggests it's the banana, which is probably true because there's an amount of potassium in bananas, which is good for you. Some people would rather have a banana in a photograph instead of a 17-year-old boy, of course. Now, question, science one again. What if you'll get this? See if we get this one. Tough question. How many molecules of oxygen does ozone have? How many molecules of oxygen does ozone have? Tough question. I'm not saying it's not. It is a tough question. Chick says, I am looking for NPK, my fertiliser. Elvis says 2 incorrect. 1 incorrect. Kit Kat says 3, which is correct. For 3 molecules. Now, to end this evening's quiz. It's not a hard question, but it's one I want you to listen carefully to, because I refute that my country is interfering with the 2020 elections in the United States of America. Listen carefully. Question to end the evening on. What kind of alcohol is Russia notoriously known for?
Oh, that's a bit easy.
I wasn't going to make it tough, the last question. That's for Daniel if you get the question right. If you don't, a gulag for all of you. Kitten Cat, Elvis, Chick, or with vodka, or vodka, if you're from Russia. That's the correct answer. Vodka. It's more like it sounds like vodka.
Now, each person take a turn of asking us all a question.
Okay. You're going to pick someone, or they're all going to ask the question?
Go Monchichi, ask us a question.
Reverse quiz time.
Yep.
Da-da.
He's got to think now.
Questions coming from the floor. Monchichi is going to ask everyone a question. On behalf of the quiz team here, though, tonight, we'd like to thank you and our sponsors, Diapers America. Remember, if you can't wipe it, wear it. What does the P stand for in fertilizer? It's potassium. Chick.
What is the measure of wood hardness?
Oh, sorry, it's phosphorus. I do take it back. It's nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium.
What?
NPK.
I didn't know that, Chick. Monchichi, what is the measure of wood hardness? You should know this.
Grade.
Grade.
In Australia, it's graded hardness. So F15, F1 goes to F15, F18 is the top.
And Kitten Cat, what is the last element a star produces before it goes supernova?
I think its element would have to be something like, I'm not sure if it's got to be the base.
What is the element? Oh, so it's, what is...
Graphite, I think it is. So what's graphite in element terms? Carbon. My answer is carbon, Kit Kat.
Monchichi, I did not know that. Is that what the measure of wood hardness is? A jank. Is that how you say it?
They don't call it jank in Australia.
Oh, see, what do we call it? Grade.
We have a grade of hardness. I used to be a tally man, Monchichi, when I was a young man.
Well, that was a good question.
Very good
I didn't
question.
know that, Kit Kat.
What was the answer?
Was seeds right, Kitten?
I put down carbon. Of course, you have to be there within the supernova to actually say it, but I'm pretty sure that the Hubble Space Telescope picked that up. It isn't carbon, says Chick, even though you didn't ask me the question.
No, isn't it carbon, she said.
I'm presuming it could be carbon because the remnants of a dense collapse. means that everything is crushed.
Just waiting to see if you're right.
I don't know if I'm right.
Waiting for Kit and Kat's answer. What is it? Last elephant stuff. Well, at least I've learnt something new. Someone asked me in America how to grade wood. I know what it's called now.
What was the sister ship to the Bismarck?
This,
I sort of do know that.
Bismarck.
The Bismarck was sunk off my coast, believe it or not, with the battle between HMS Sydney and the Bismarck.
Jank is a measure of how much pressure is required to seat a steel ball halfway into wood.
Okay, so it's density tech.
I didn't know that.
They do it here. Used to do it here on this machine called a vicemeter or something, where they used to use pressure on cheat sheet. You would have seen that one. You know what I'm talking about. Kit Kat's gone walkabout.
Kit and Kat, what's the answer? Is it carbon? Just give me a sec. Elvis. Sister ship to Bismarck. I know this. Tip of the tongue. No.
That's not element. Never mind.
No, I don't know Elvis. Can't remember.
On cheat sheet says Healy. The Tipitz.
Oh, I didn't know that. Never heard of that ship.
What was the sister ship to Titanic?
Titanic 1.
No,
Titanic 2.
no, she sailed for many a year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It wasn't as flash as Titanic, but it was the same build. I think Kit Kat's been called away for Batman duties. She's no longer here, I don't think. Britannica. No, Lusitania.
He's answering to your...
Yeah, no, it was a Lusitania.
Oh, that's right. I've lost
Rule Britannia, Britannia rules away. We will never, never, never. Same language, different words. Yeah, it's true. I think we're not going to get Kit Kat's one, so we'll ask one more person to do a question, and I'm going to ask Keeping It Cool. Keeping It Cool.
Give us a question.
Ask the room a question. It will be the last one for the evening. It doesn't have to be associated with bacon at all, but if it is, you know I'm going to get the answer quite quickly.
Kit and Kat. What is the object that seems to be solid that is moving through the universe at faster than the speed of light?
Time.
Quark.
I think Monchichi means quasar, but I think it's time, even though not designated an object.
What is the object that seems to be solid that is moving through the universe at faster than the speed of light?
You see, it's hypothetical, because if you look at the speed of light, nothing moves faster. It can move slower. Black hole. I know you're saying solid object, but to be moving faster than the speed of light, it wouldn't be an object that would exist. That's why I answered time. Doesn't mean I'm correct.
What is the object that seems to be solid? Seems, see, I'm buffering now.
That's what I'm saying. Doesn't mean it's solid.
I'm buffering. Is it seem? What is the object that
Unless it's a
seems
gas
to
of
be
some sort.
solid that is
But I
moving
would still answer
through-
time if put to the sword. I'd say it's time that moves faster than the speed of light. Elbows fart. No, I think they're slow and drawn out, Monchi-Chi. And I think there's no density test that could be possible because it would be too lucid.
Seems to be moving. The Milky Way. I have no idea, keeping.
Well, no, he's saying universe. The Milky Way is only part of our galaxy.
Oh.
Very technical, I know, but if only Carl Sagan was here, keeping, we'd have the answer.
What's the answer, keeping?
Yes, we're curious. What is the answer that object that seems to be solid, which it means it's not,
Yes.
but it's moving through the universe at faster than the speed of light, which nothing moves faster than the speed of light, so it must be at the head of the light speed, which I would refer to as time. Radio, says Neil. Down the torpedoes. The boson. You're thinking of boson? You know? In Switzerland? Higgs boson, is that what you're thinking of? Keeping us waiting.
Same as kitten cat. What happened to kitten cat?
Blazing speed, says Amelia. The question is making everyone nervous, and we're waiting for the answer. Blazing saddles, that definitely moves faster than the speed of denim. I'll do a sort of a game with you one night. I'll give you an example. I want Monchi-Chi to follow me, and I only get to say a sentence. I was on the top of a mountain. Now, it's a story game where Monchi-Chi follows with a sentence. So I said I'm on top of a mountain. We'll do this one night. It's really good fun.
Yeah. Oh, come on, keeping. What's the answer?
Well, obviously, keeping it cool doesn't move at the speed of light.
No. We've lost him. He's probably gone to have bacon.
I think he's been sucked into the kitty cat vacuum.
Kitten cat, are you there? Knock, knock. Keeping.
Chop it down with the edge of my hand. That sounds like a show many years ago, Monchi-Chi, that sort of went like this. Everybody is kung fu fighting. Keeping it cool. Where are you and what is the answer? We are all waiting in anticipation. Most of us are not wearing diapers, but we're here anticipating all the same. I'll be on the bottom of Brokeback Mountain. Jimi Hendrix.
Maybe they,
What's the name of this TV show?
Here we go.
It's up above. You just put the word solid object. That doesn't make any
It's up above.
sense.
Solid object. What? I'm a bit confused, keeping. Which isn't hard to do.
I was on a chat with Jack Douglas the other day. Was that Jack Daniels' cousin?
It's up above.
Well, you've lost me if it's the answer is just solid object.
What is the
Because
object?
a solid object
that
cannot
seems to
move at
be
the speed of
solid?
light. But I'm not going to argue with you. It's your question and it's your answer. As I said, astronomers and science does know either, because no object is supposed to be able to move faster than the speed of light, according to Einstein. Speed of light can be slowed down, but it has a relative speed, which unimpeded will go at a certain speed. And did read Einstein once said the only thing that is faster than the speed of light is time. But that was a long time ago. My memory might be fading slightly, but time moves very fast. Anyway, guys, it's been great catching up with you. Had a little bit of fun. I will give merit awards to the following. I thought Scarlett and Monchichi were good in answering, but I'm going to give my award tonight to a relative newcomer, but not for that reason, but she was very clever in her answering and she used capital letters. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight's winner, Amélie Diop. I thought did brilliantly. Congratulations. But all of you, if you are with the sun just coming up, have a great day. If you're like us, the sun is long gone.
And maybe next time the lag won't be so bad.
I might use the computer next time, it might be easier. But it was good fun, good to catch up with you all, and we will see all of you another time. So from the boss, and from me, Father Time, remember, if you have to wear a diaper, don't sleep in a van. It's just a suggestion. Good night.